All right, we are on video 5 of our series, How to Lose Weight Without Tracking Calories or Points. Daisy, hey girl, there she is. Daisy's joining us for this one. Okay, so in each video, do you notice how we're refining your behaviors, right? We started with video 1, which was butt and chair food on plate, eating at distinct eating intervals, and using delayed gratification for random treats and snacks. So kind of gaining control over when you eat and like kind of how you eat. The next goal was for us to begin looking at your plate composition. The third goal was for us to start working on weighing portions, none of which require tracking. You do not have to track your food. And all of these, by the way, are good tips for someone who is choosing to track. So now the question becomes, okay, I've done all that, Heather, but maybe my weight loss is still stalling out, or maybe I'm not seeing the kind of progress I want. So the next thing we need to look at is to refine even further, which is how do you do with the big hitters that tend to stall out everybody in weight loss, which is the frequency of how much you're eating out, how many treats you're having or how many calories are going toward treat foods, how much alcohol you are consuming. All of those things will play into your stalled out weight loss. So while you don't have to track calories, there are a couple behaviors that you might find you need to keep a tighter eye on. I tell people there's often a tipping point with alcohol consumption, eating out, and treats that somebody can lose versus maintain versus gain. So what do I mean by that? Well, some people are extremely sensitive to alcohol, and they may find that 1 to 2 drinks a week will knock them out of losing weight, whether that's because of the destructive eating that happens after or because of the way their body processes the alcohol. So for someone in that situation, let's just say they've been paying close attention, they've got everything else dialed in, but they're going out for drinks maybe 5 nights a week. That might be a behavior you have to dial back if you want to see weight loss. You might have to mark on your calendar the 2 nights a week you go out and have 1 or 2 drinks with your friends if you can lose weight doing that. And then when you go to maintenance, okay, so you've achieved the weight you want to be, you might be able to dial it up to 3 or 4 nights a week, right? You might be able to maintain at that level of drinking and also maintaining your body weight. But you find anything much more than 4 nights, you start to gain, right? So you need to create those thresholds for yourself. Drinks that allow me to lose, drinks that allow me to maintain, and drinks that allow me to gain. Same thing with eating out. Eating out 1 to 2 times per week, you might be able to continue to lose. But maybe when you start pushing up to 3 or 4 or 5, you notice your weight loss stalls out. But then anything over 5, you know you maybe start to gain weight, right? So these are the things to pay attention to. So the big categories are alcoholic consumption, eating out frequency, and the amount of treats you're having. So if you're somebody who's been adhering to the eating windows, but maybe you're having a treat with lunch, you're having a treat with dinner, you're having a treat later in the evening, but you are adhering to your eating windows and you are not grazing in between meals, you may need to look at reducing the amount of treat foods you're having in order to get the needle moving. So what that might look like is breakfast has no treats, lunch has no treats, but maybe post dinner you have 1 treat, right? Maybe with 1 treat in the evening, you're able to continue losing weight. But maybe if you're switching to maintenance, you can bring in a secondary treat at lunchtime. So it's the difference between enough to produce weight loss, enough to produce maintenance, enough to produce weight gain. The easiest way to figure this out is to have nailed all the previous videos that we put together, right, on the series. And then what you want to do is create a notebook sheet where you put alcoholic beverages, eating out, treats. Pay attention to how many you're consuming in a week. Over the course of the week, if let's just say you're drinking 10 drinks, right? And you notice your weight loss isn't going down, but maybe it's staying stable. Try shooting the next week for doing 7. See if you can trim 3 off. Do you lose weight doing all the previous steps and having 7 alcoholic beverages? If it's still stalled out, switch it down to 5 until you find the point at which you can drink some alcohol and produce weight loss. You can do this method with alcohol, eating out, and treats. Will you have to write something down? Yes. Are you going to have to track calories? No. But I hope this tip is helpful. And if you are tracking calories, this tip is also helpful when you're thinking of behavior and habit change. You guys have a great day, and I hope you're enjoying the series.